Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Slope Club. Time for another album discussion. You know how we do. I'm here with Tron and Josh. What up, guys?
What's
Hey,
up?
What are we talking about in this episode? We have another Stardust group this episode. Just getting through all of them. This time, Tacoyaki Rainbow. We all love takoyaki. Right, Tacoyaki Rainbow. The album is their third album, Nantaiteki na Voyage.
you want me to look at the pitch accent for you over here?
No, it's fine. We got through it. Their third album, released 2019, it has 10 tracks. Nice and compact, just the way we like it.
Solid 7 out of 10. Because
Oh, damn.
either way, you can go up or down, but having 10 tracks, you're already at a 7 out of 10 for me. So,
this album features many collaborators like Stardust groups usually do. But Takoyaki Rainbow, are you guys familiar with this group?
I know that they are a Stardust group. So, probably the most popular Stardust group that we've also covered, Momoklo, right? And I've heard a couple other singles, but not too much beyond that.
I have heard most of their songs, so I am familiar with their music at least. But I don't know anything about the members or even the group. Like until this, where I had to like look up some stuff, I didn't know anything about them.
Yeah, they're kind of the Kansai region group of Stardust. You know, like Osaka and that area, right? They were made in 2012, and I think they're like the fourth one that really came to popularity, right? Of course, we mentioned Momoro Clover, covered one of their albums. Ebichu, we did their album also. And then there's Team Shachihoko, right, who are from Nagoya. And then Takoyaki Rainbow, Osaka. They originally had 7 members for like the colors of the rainbow kind of thing. But currently, as of this discussion, there are five members. They made their major debut in 2016. So yeah, I mean, just I guess like all these other Stardust groups, they do a lot of different styles, right? Pop, rock, funk, And in this album, there's a little bit of like electronic stuff. Actually, a lot.
There is a lot. There's definitely some good 80s retro throwback as well.
Techno, pop, synth pop, whatever. All kind. They blend the sound.
Also, from researching, I didn't realize they were under Avex as well since like 2015 or so. So I definitely I found that after reviewing the album, doing some research, then there are a couple of songs that definitely have some Avex polish on them that we'll probably get into a little bit later. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, let's talk about some of these tracks, yo. Josh, I think you out of all of us, you're the one who listened to their music the most.
I have to say my favorite song might be the same as Tron's.
Oh, get hitting me.
And this is number 3 with Watashi, tada shiteiru.
What Josh said, yeah.
Mhm.
Little tongue twister for a title, but an amazing song. It's my favorite song on the album as well.
Yeah. This song is just the feel it has, like the 80s / almost like early 90s idol feel, like is really strong in this. And I'm all for that, especially with the current technology and how they like implement music nowadays and how it reflects on that. It's just a good homage to that. And my favorite part about it is like the builds it does with the vocals of each individual members and then hitting you with the chorus of like all the members singing together. That's what nails it for me. That's what I really love about like 90s and 80s idol songs.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think this is definitely completely different than anything on the album. Right now, this is probably like, as far left as you can get with the rest of the themes and the songs you get on this album. But, I love that. I mean, shout out to RJ. I think he got me on the song. Even before, I didn't even know it's a Tacoyaki Rainbow song. It was like a year ago when I think he either posted it on Twitter or we were talking to it at one of our meetings, and I instantly listened to it and I was like, whoa, this is super good. And I didn't realize that this song's on this album. So super hyped for that. Did you know the song, Josh, before listening to this album? Were you familiar with the song before?
I think for some reason this album I only listened to half of it before, so I have heard the song, but hearing it again just revived it.
Yeah, so it definitely was a pleasant surprise, rekindling with it. Yeah, so what do you think, boy?
Yeah, it's definitely I think one of the better tracks. I don't think it's like super. It's new, obviously, because it's an old sound, but it's like done really well. Just straight up Showa era idol city pop style. Right? It has that like nostalgic feel, right? That's just like a city pop thing. It even has the monologue and stuff.
Which is definitely a homage to back then when you had like those monologues in the J-pop idol songs back then.
Yeah, these like twinkles and stuff that are very 80s idol era type stuff. I really like the vocal lines in the chorus where they kind of like echo and layer. It's like and there's also the slap bass in the chorus that's really good.
This is one moment at like 3:55 where like they start layering their vocals and go high, and you think, oh man, that was so good. And then they pause, and then they go even higher, and I'm just like, oh, I just get chills when I hear that part.
The vocal arrangements, are just super catchy and well done. I mean, they complement the vibe and the feel of what the song's trying to convey.
What's interesting is this is produced by Hyedain.
Oh, another Hyedain song.
Talked about a lot of albums where he wrote a song like for these different groups, right? Like Momoro Clover and like Niji no Conquistador and stuff like that. And they've all been pretty I guess emblematic of his style, right? Like just really chaotic and like mixture of different things. But this is just like a straight up 80s idol song, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, very unique.
Well, boys, that's our favorite. Which one is yours?
Now I gotta pick something else.
Oh, really? So that was your favorite? That's fine. We can all have the same favorite song.
Yeah, I don't know actually. There's this.
How about Funk? How about the next song? That's my second favorite song.
Oh, that's a good song.
That's another like Bruno Mars vibes too. I love that song.
The intro reminded me of Let's Groove, Earth, Wind, and Fire, right? And like Tron already mentioned Bruno Mars, 24 Karat Magic style type of stuff. And then there's also like the message, Grandmaster Flash kind of, just like there's a lot of like that funk swagger, right? Like in the main parts where they're just kind of like half singing, half shouting kind of thing, just like proclaiming how cool they are, right? Just like in 24 Karat Magic, right? Like Bruno Mars is kind of half singing, but at the same time he's just like, yeah, I'm the shit, dude.
Is that swagger vibe that definitely like you get it, and like especially in the chorus you get I think the biggest like call out to Bruno Mars is when you get to the chorus of the song. It definitely has like those Bruno Mars vibes and like the distinct sound and theme that I got from the Mars. And then like I think my favorite part of the song as well is the trap rap switch up at the end of the song. I want to give what Josh's take of it because I know you're not usually a big fan of like the switch ups towards when a song's doing one genre and then they switch it up and like do like a trap.
I do like it, but the only ones that I don't like is when it goes from like heavy rock to rap. For some reason, that in my brain just doesn't want to connect those two.
Okay, so what's your thought on this one when they switch to the little?
I think it works because the rhythm is there throughout. The bass holds it all together.
It's not a completely different genre shift in this one.
That's true. That's true.
This one's cool. I mean, it still has like all the like melodic idol type stuff, right? That builds up into like the part where they're like all shouting a lot and stuff like that. So yeah, it's also one of the better ones in this album.
What would be your favorite one though? You think out of the album, if you kind of hang your hat on one?
You can only keep one of these songs. We're gonna delete all of these from Spotify. Which one do you keep?
Oh no,
That's another way of going about it.
I feel like I'd lean towards one of the more unique and weird ones. Maybe the opener, right? Rainbow Plane. Like as an opening track, I think it really fits the title of the album. It's all epic sounding in the beginning, right? And it's like adventurous, right? So that felt like pretty fitting for the album, especially when there's like the timpani in the back, like doo-doo-doo, right? And it's like
Wait, the what?
the timpani, those big drums in the orchestras.
Oh, okay. I don't know their
Yeah,
name.
yeah. There's like that rolling drum sound in the background. Um, yeah, it just feels like big and open and stuff. But like once it gets to the chorus, it like tightens up and gets all groovy and so it's a nice like, oh, look at that change, right?
It's a good starting song. I think I got some like gem vibes from the first one. I'm not sure if anyone else got that, but it was a good high energy song to kick off the album. And like I do enjoy I'm not familiar with Tacoyaki Rainbow at all, so I think it's interesting to have an idol group kind of have some mature notes. Like this song still has some mature themes to it. It's like the girls are like having more of a huskier voice in certain parts. I'm not sure if you guys caught that, but I thought that was an interesting play on with the song. But no, it's a good starting a song.
Yeah, I like
Uh,
the vocal work too, where it's like it's kind of call and response ish in the chorus part, so that's pretty cool.
I like the little synth behind with the chorus. Every time they sing, like the chorus goes with them.
Yeah, yeah. Also, the one actually after the funk one, the Odore Inochi Tsukiru Made.
Yeah, I enjoy that one. Yeah.
that one reminds me of like a Stardust song, like out of like a because it's like I always think of Stardust songs as like controlled chaos because there's a lot of stuff going on and things are going left and right and you're trying to keep up, but you're also enjoying the rhythm and the vibe. Like I think this is like as Stardust as you can get when I think of Stardust for the song of this album.
This is the first time listening to this album for me, and so it was pretty funny when I got to it. They just straight up brought out like a drum and bass track. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And they're just kind of singing very like quirky idol style, right? Over it.
The pacing of it reminded me of, let's see if you get this boy, Rip Slime's Super Shooter.
Oh, I got that
Oh,
vibe.
totally.
Like,
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I got that.
Like
Because
when it,
there's
ramp,
tempo
it ramps
changes,
up in
right?
speed
Yeah.
and goes with it.
I was
Yeah.
trying to think of the song of like what because I put Jet Grind Radio, if you guys remember that back on the Dreamcast. It kind of had that vibe too, but there was a specific song and it was Rip Slime. And I'm like, I couldn't think of what song it was, but like freaking Josh hit it around the head. That was the song I was trying to kind of like make the connection to.
Yeah, when I heard the
I
song, it
definitely
was like
got that.
connecting with that.
They throw in like all these tempo changes, right? And it's like towards the middle, it like slows down and gets all like hip hop ish, right? So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is probably my second favorite song.
Mm.
Yeah, it's just super fun, and like when you listen to it, it's always like you just like get into it, and you always want to listen to it. You can't like if you might get distracted a little bit, but then like one part catches you, or it starts speeding up, or it starts going down. It just always catches your attention, which I really enjoy about it.
Controlled chaos. There's gonna be something in there that you enjoy. There's a lot of things happening, but that's very methodical in how they're approaching it. So I think that's why I don't get lost or I don't get overwhelmed by it.
Yeah, you could tell there was some work put
balanced
into it
really well.
beforehand.
That's why I appreciate a lot of the Stardust stuff. It doesn't lose you, you know. It might sound like pretty crazy, but it's like
What do you guys think of SuperSpark? That's like my second favorite song of the album, second or third. This goes back and forth. I love it because it had like that tropical house Kaigo sound
Ooh,
when it
Did
hit the
notice
chorus.
that, huh?
Yeah, that was so good. Like I love me some Kaigo. So if I can like boys mentioning before, like EDMs and dance tracks are kind of sprinkled throughout this album. This is probably one of the better songs in my opinion that was able to kind of capture that because for one, like I said, I love Kaigo, I love Tropic House, and we can incorporate that with idols and do it very well.
yeah, as a very like island. I mean tropical house, right? But like all the sounds, right? These like birds or like shit that you would hear in like a forest or
Yeah, it's very atmospheric. Is what I get from it. So I think that was really. It's a really well done, produced. Like if this was like an instrumental, just like track by itself without any like vocals on it, I'd love it as well. But the girls do a very good job with the vocal lines and stuff.
it felt kind of like subdued, kind of low key at first because it takes a while for it to build up. But then when the like very tropical like steel drum or like gamelan like instrumentation whatever comes in, right, and it's like okay, here we go, dude. It's very yeah, tropical house sound.
Yeah, see, the only thing I didn't like about this was the beginning of it. To me, when I heard it in the beginning, I was like, I was a little thrown back. I was like, I'm Googling inspirational uplifting music, copyright free.
Yeah.
But then later on, when it gets to the chorus, I'm there grooving
The
alongside.
chorus
of
is the one
it.
that the payoff comes through with like the instrument, the steel drums and
Yeah,
stuff.
if
that
you like
come
this type of
through,
sound, they have other songs like this too that you should check out, Tron.
Oh, outside this album. Okay, nice. Yeah, definitely take a look at that.
Which is a lot what their different songs do, right? They like the second half or maybe the last third that kind of changes up a little bit throughout this album.
That's I was gonna bring it up, but since you brought it up right now, that's a theme I noticed in this album is that like you think you have a good understanding of the song, and then towards the back half of the song, they do a switch up. Like they did it like at least 2 or 3 times. We talked about it already with the funk song with the trap, but they also do it with I'm trying to think of the other song that they do a
Track number 7, the French song, they do it too.
yeah the French song and also SuperSpark. They both do a it was interesting because like SuperSpark. One last thing for SuperSpark is that like when they get to the second verse, it sounds like a completely different song almost. If you guys notice that, then they go back to the chorus again, and then it's back to that tropical house, which is interesting. And then like the number 7, the French song.
This is kind of just like everything. I don't know.
Boules de poulpes, s'il vous
I'm not even going to try.
S'il vous
I'm
The
plaît.
sorry.
French
Any
people watching
French
are going to be
fans,
like,
Yeah.
well, I don't even know what they're
They're
saying.
just-
Can't
they're just
understand their
like,
American accents.
This one's like very Stardust. I don't know, man. There's like so many different styles going on, right? It's just like some of that 8-bit like video games sound like Pac-Man and shit.
cross genres because like when you get to the bridge, it has like to kind of call out for the title of the song being in French. It has like those French pop 70s sounds when you get to the bridge. I'm not sure if you guys caught that, which is like I got that theme across. But yeah, there's like trap EDM breakdowns towards the end with the strings and stuff like that. I'm like, where are we going? But I liked it. It wasn't too crazy. Like I said, it's like very methodical. The controlled chaos that they have for some of these songs is very impressive.
It's funny because it's also half in French, like the lyrics, but when they sing in Japanese, they sing it in a way to make it sound like it's French. So it's like, what?
It's like, oh, okay, they're speaking Japanese now.
The thing is, it's funny because like if the title wasn't French, I say it was just like a random like couple like kanji, title, and you just listen to it. I don't think I would pick up the French. Maybe like a second or third time I'd pick up the French, but knowing that the title's in French, I was looking for the French lyrics and I caught it. Maybe it's just me, but the way that everything was going on, I probably
Not weeb enough, I see.
But I definitely caught it. But if I wasn't looking for it, then I might have missed it.
Yeah, because they're able to mix both of them like pretty smoothly. Well, at least for us that we don't speak French, right? And like maybe French people will be able to like catch
I don't
it.
speak Japanese either that well, so it's like I would have been just vibing to the song.
Yeah,
honestly.
so to us, it's like, a seamless blend of languages.
For them, it's like
Just
what?
like
That's pretty
the music
distinction.
did. Yeah. They're like, wait, what?
But even like sometimes when they sing in English, like sometimes you're like, oh, okay, that's English. Like you forget a little.
Yeah, it takes a second, right? And like,
Oh, can I say with this song, I prefer after around the 250 mark than before. I prefer that kind of sound for the song.
Like the trap EDM.
Yeah, the trap, but also like how they implement the strings into it, which I really enjoy. Yeah, I just really enjoy that. The other half, I was like a little iffy on. Like the beginning kind of sounded like something I'd see like on Cartoon Network, one of the theme songs or something. Which I guess, as you guys say, is kind of like that sound.
yeah, that part's cool. Where it's like this breakdown type thing. Yeah.
How about any kind of underwhelming songs that kind of you'd say is like probably the weakest song on the album? Anyone that comes up to you?
I mean, they did a ballad, so
The last song, I actually thought it was done pretty well.
I guess for the order that it comes in, right?
But you're talking about the last song, right?
Anata no yakusoku.
I thought it was a pretty good piano ballad. I think because it was mostly piano driven and not like just like which I love piano ballads. If it's done right, which I think this song specifically, I think it was the best song that showcased the girl's voice, and it was the most like Avex sounding song in my opinion. I definitely, if you like played that track and like you told me it wasn't from like Tacoyaki Rainbow, like, you was like it's new, JPop group from Avex release. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I would have not known it was like an idol group, right? So I think it was interesting.
There's definitely that polish. The production's very well. The piano sounds nice, and there's good vocal melodies. But yeah, I'm just not a fan of like mid-tempo idol ballads and stuff like that.
You see, now usually I like kind of ballady songs. Like sometimes it depends again. But for this one, I wasn't like digging it too much. Like by By the end, I thought it had like a little bit of holiday vibes. I don't know why. But really, this song, if I were to hear it in concert, I think, okay, it's time to go to the parking lot and leave before all this rush comes on.
Oh, damn. This show's not even over.
It's like I wrote down it's a good song to end the album / end the concert. It's like I'm gonna like
this is the last encore, right? It's the encore of the encore.
It's encore of the encore. This is the one where like you call your mom like, hey, the concert's almost over. You can pull up to the front.
Yeah.
I'll be out in 10 minutes. Yeah, because you know when this song plays, the concert's ending. Yeah, I definitely get that. I think it's I think like I'm not as hard of it as much as you guys are. I actually enjoyed it. It's not my least favorite song on the album, that's for sure. I think my least favorite song on the album is the second track.
Oh, Westside Story.
I think it's just like pretty run of the mill, like nothing inspiring per se. Like there were some interesting parts, but like all I heard was just clapping and singing. That's all I really got from it. I mean, it was fairly like good poppy vibes in some parts, but like I just didn't really hit me.
I kind of like what they went for. It's just this like classic rock, but then there's like that sequencer, right? That thing that starts and it ends with. That's just there the whole time. And then there's like a little bit of electronic and synth stuff that's just like peppered in here and there. I thought it was pretty interesting.
I enjoy the chorus of the song and also the pre-chorus. I like a lot. I don't know, for me, it's just pretty catchy.
Middle of the road. It's just for me. I think there's definitely were some stronger songs, and you have to. It's not bad at all, but you have to pick one. That would be the one that probably was
without like the sequencer stuff, like all the synth stuff. It would be kind of meh. That's what makes it interesting to me. It's kind of like this weird
arpeggio going up and down.
Yeah, it's just like the whole time, the whole song. It never goes away.
Yeah, I can see that getting like a little tiresome if like you don't like it or like it's just continuously playing and you're not listening to the other parts of it.
Yeah, because otherwise it's pretty just like plain, right? There's just clapping and it's like and there's like this, silence. Or whatever.
Though in concert, this might be pretty hype. Just like clapping along and like yelling along.
That's like you get with the show with it, just clapping. And there's Rise and Shine, which perfectly describes the song.
Little ragtag like piano vibes in the beginning of the song.
Right, like I love that. Yeah, very bouncy and happy like funk sound. And, like in the morning, right? You just imagine like the scenario. Like getting up all happy and stuff, right? I'm like making my breakfast. Yeah, right. It's like that'd be
a good music video intro for it.
Yeah, right. Like in a montage of a movie, that like the characters like getting ready for the day or whatever.
That's the vibe I got too. I think like it's probably one of the more straightforward idol pop songs that you probably would see from, this kind of. These kind of groups, Tacoyaki Rainbow, any kind of idol group. So I enjoy it though. It's nothing wrong with it. Good energy. I like those kind of songs. So
and there's the last one, Shippuu.
This is actually one of the better songs, and I think it's pretty straightforward. It being like a typical like pop rock idol song, but I think it's done very well. Uplifting is kind of what I put down.
Yeah. I felt like they needed this one. That's just more of like a straightforward kind of more serious style. Right, because everything up to this point is pretty unique. Like blending of styles and genres and stuff like that. And then you get to this song and it's just pretty straightforward, like indie pop rock style, right? Like I just imagine like a young band producing a song like this.
And I think what just to like echo that as well is that we hear these type of songs from other idol groups and reviews and. Like it doesn't sound too generic where it just sounds kind of vanilla or I'm just like kind of writing it off. I think just because how catchy some of the hooks are and like the arrangement of the instruments is just it keeps me hooked throughout the entire song. Because you can have this song and then like this type of song and just kind of add it in as like a more orthodox like idol pop rock song, and I kind of like would gloss over it. But something about it was very very interesting. I don't know, it's just me, but I really enjoyed it.
I quite like the melodies. The vocal melodies on this one. So
the J-rock sound is not my typical type of sound that I like the more generic one. So for me, this kind of slotted into that a little bit. I do like the solo part of the guitar and onwards though. With that, I think, the sick licks, I wish that was kind of throughout the whole song instead of just at that one point and afterwards. If it was a little bit sprinkled in beforehand, I think it could have led up to this a little bit nicer and I would have enjoyed the song a little bit more.
Covered all the tracks, 10 tracks, nice and compact, short and sweet.
Yeah, I love it.
Yep. So let us give our final kind of thoughts and the score for Takoyaki Rainbow's Nantaiteki na Voyage.
So I'm gonna give this album a 7 out of 10. So started at 7 out of 10 thanks to the amazing 10-track list and couple ups, couple downs, but we're gonna keep it right at 7 out of 10. The the third track was amazing. I love that 80s vibe, that kick back to nostalgia. I think it was the strongest song on the album. And it's actually a song that I rotate a lot in my actual playlist, like my favorite playlist stuff. The songs actually is up there. So it's definitely an enjoyable song. Couple other songs on this album definitely were enjoyable. I love the EDM kind of genre mix up. But I don't think anything really was very impactful in the sense that were standouts, except for the third track. The funk song was definitely a great one as well. So I think in the middle of the album, where it was very strong, but towards the back half, I think it was pretty vanilla. Nothing really stood out for me. I like the last track more than probably Boy and Josh do, but overall, a pretty solid album. But give it a 7 out of 10.
I guess I will go. I'm also gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Yeah, I enjoy the different styles they went for. Of course, they worked with a bunch of different producers. That's how you get things like this. Yeah, it's pretty fun. A lot of the tracks are very interesting and dynamic, and they had some good vibes. So yeah, not much else to say really. It's good, but not my favorite. I don't listen to them a lot, but I listened to their previous album a lot from 2018, and I thought that was better than this. So yeah, I'll give it a 7.
Well, I will also give it a 7. Look at that. 3 sevens.
Damn.
Yeah, I have to agree with everyone else. As someone who's listened to Tacoyaki Rainbow before, I do agree that the previous album is more enjoyable. I tend to like Tacoyaki Rainbow's more electronic, heavy songs more compared to some of the ones that are on here. Though I have to give it up to Watashi tada shiteiru and to Odore Inochi tsukiri made. Those two songs are really good and I really enjoy them. They're going to my favorites. Really good. But the rest of the songs, they were good, but they weren't keepers.
Yeah.
So for me, it was a little bit difficult to raise it above. Those two songs are really good, but I don't think just those two alone will be able to push it up to an 8. So I think 7 is a nice score, as everyone else saw. 7 seems to be what goes around, because 5 would be average, 6 would be above average, but this one's solid. But it's still solid. There's not all keepers, there's not all losers. So just solid.
Just one more point. I think if you didn't have track 3 in this album, I'd probably give it a 6. Maybe even a 5.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's that strong of a track.
2-point swing right there. That's such a great bob.
All right. And all together, guess what? It's a 7 out of 10
Ooh.
from us.
Surprise.
Math wizard.
All right. Well, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like and let us know if you also scored a 7 down below. Maybe we get a row of 7s down there. But let us know your true score down there. And if you want to see future videos, go ahead and subscribe to us down below. You can even click the notification button. You never know. But that does it all. See you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.